All right, let's clear some of this stuff off of here so we can see what we're working on. This right here is the fax machine. Basically, we're going to go right here and we're going to open it right up. It's pretty much identical to yours, I believe. Here's one of the most important things about managing this fax database here, Doug. And by the way, this is lesson number 1. Is every day have her go in here and check this received log. Let's see if you saw how I did that again. You go to WinFax Pro messaging, not the drag and drop. You go right into here. It opens back up. You go into here and you look, and what this is this is I'm going to open this up. I've already opened this up, and I know what this is. What it is that we're going to go in here and we're going to look at this. And what it is this is basically asking them to be removed from the list. And what you do is you make sure that you do remove these from the list. We do not want to fax anybody that's asked us to remove from the list. Now, what the cool thing is here is that on this list here, on this fax machine, you'll see a wording, and let's show it to you. Let's show it to you on something that's easier to look at. Let's go to let's go to this one right here. This is pretty generic. And remotely, this is taking a little time to open it up. Where I'm at, I'm not on a very quick. It's not very quick, so the speed's not going to be all that fantastic. We go ahead and we expand this and open this up a little bit. Let's close this. Right down here, you see some wording, and what basically it says down here is that if you'd like to be removed from this list, please send this in. Now this here is just like a little, it's basically just a little flyer. They're kept pretty simple. This is for commercial stuff. This really isn't for, this doesn't pertain to necessarily to property management stuff, which is what you're going to be doing. So we're back in here again, and we go in here and we open this up. And let's say that we want to send this document, and we want to send this by fax. It's pretty simple. You just go back right over to here, and we go to the print menu, and we simply select the print menu, and it's going to be right here, and it's already going to be on WinFax. It's defaulted towards WinFax if you see that right there. So you go over here to like that, and basically, if you want to send this, and we'll just say we're going to send it to Bill, and we just go ahead and do this. I'm manually entering this stuff in. If you can see that over here on the right side, if I wanted to send it to this group automatically, I would just simply click on this group, and it would send it to everybody in this group automatically. Now, as you can see, we're on the Pressure Washing Institute group. So, I mean, these names right here are going to be very familiar, and there's probably, I think there's a little over 1,000 people in here on PWI's list. Now, there's a lot of lists in here. The list in here, I mean, they go on and on and on and on. They open up. They're extensive. We're guessing there's probably nearly 20-some thousand fax numbers in this particular database. But I'm going to go ahead and send this today to our other fax machine as just a demonstration. So what we're going to do is that we're going to send this to our other machine. Now, here's something that you always have to have her remember as well. Along with checking to see if there's any faxes that came inbound that want to be removed, you always, when you're executing, it's always going to ask you if you want that cover page. and you do not want that cover page because you do not want to be sending everybody 2 pages. So you get rid of that automatically. Then we hit the send button, and then what happens is this goes on to send, and you'll see it in a minute. It'll actually pop up on the screen when it gets ready to dial. And like I said, it's not this slow actually doing this. It's this terminal that I'm on today is at my house, and that I'm doing the video from, and we're basically remoting in here. What's cool about this is that we can remote these executions on these fax servers from anywhere we're at. We can do it with the telephone, and it really doesn't make a difference. I'm going to go ahead, since that's moving really, really slow. Let's go back in here and let's talk about phone books. Here's the phone book, and it's pretty darn simple to add somebody new to the phone book. You basically just go right up here and you say new, and there you go, and it adds it in. Now, it's really particular about what you do as far as using the area code, whether you use a 1, whether you don't use a 1. This particular thing, and I would recommend doing this, is set up to not use a 1. If you see that everybody's in here, there's no 1s being used. You do not want to use 1s if you can prevent it, and that's just a selection that you have to find in here as far as the execution of how they're sent. You have to get into the menu here and change that option. It's in here somewhere, and if you have real trouble finding it, I guess we can do a video on that too. Find out before you go in and do a bunch of them. You know, do some dummy numbers of some friends that you have, and then test those. I mean, you can actually do it and send tests to me anytime you want, and then that way you know if you're setting it up properly or not setting it up properly. Now, when you go in here to your phone books, and you're looking at your phone books, like in this particular situation, I'm looking at one phone book, and we kind of already talked about that. This phone book is the Pressure Washing Institute, and that's where I'm at. And then these are all these other phone books that I'm in right here. This one here would be the Property Management phone book. This one here is all the restaurant phone books, which, by the way, are listed all in separate categories. So here you have that. Here you have the Applebee's. Here you have the Arby's. Here you have the Black Angus's, the Boston Markets, the Burger Kings, the Carl's Jr.'s, the Carrabba's, the Chipotle's, the Church's Chickens, the Coco's. I mean, as you can see, some of these there's not a lot of locations, and others there are tons of locations. You know, and that's how it's going to be. And oh, by the way, this list goes on and on and on and on and on and on. I mean, as you can see, we're only here to M's already on this, and this is just the restaurant. That's it. That's all it is. It's just the restaurant folder. And as you open up these other folders where you say movie theaters and things like that, and all these other places, we just open up bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger folders. That's what it is. I'll tell you what one of the good ones is. Here's where I would start, because I would start with hotels. And the reason that I would start with hotels is because hotel fax numbers will give her a lot of practice right out of the gate, because they're very simple and easy numbers to get most of the time that they're online. Now, again, I don't want to get into the details here of the legalities or anything like that. We're going to discuss this in a further video about how you're going to do this and properly, and how you're going to stay legal. We're going to discuss this stuff. Of course, everybody checking on their own state laws. I don't care what the federal law says, because I care what the federal law says. I don't want to say that, but I can show you how that you can do this legally. Everybody thinks that you cannot fax somebody. That's why they still make fax machines. That's why people still have fax machines. They are a tool that you can use. Now, spamming a fax machine, random dialing, all that kind of stuff, yes, is highly illegal, and I wouldn't recommend anybody practice that type of advertising or faxing. But we're going to get back to this. Ron, Doug's first lesson, Pressure Washing Institute.